So our support rotated it out. Theirs is still hanging out. We're going to use our 2. That's Rama's dash. Get the knock up onto the Cabrakan. That's Rama's ultimate. Oh, and we miss our ultimate. That's a strike, alright. We're able to get the pick onto the Rama. Get the knock up onto the Cabrakan. Apollo's now here. We're in a little bit of trouble. We get hit with a shell. That's Persephone ultimate. We're going to cast our basic attack, and we're able to get the pick onto the Cabrakan. We're very weak. We're going to use our Aegis. We're able to avoid the Tothel. We're going to teleport out. We're going to use our 2, get the knock up, get a basic. We're able to get a triple kill, and then Toth is able to clean us up. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shawnee B Gaming, and today we're playing the Home Run Heimdall and Carry. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intentions of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, I think Heimdall is definitely a top tier hunter. He just has a really fun basic attack chain, and his 3 is a blast. Being able to charge forward and hear a baseball bat crack whenever he sends somebody into space just feels good. So let's go ahead and jump into Heimdall's kit. Heimdallr's 1, Piercing Sight. Heim throws a sword into the air. It shines with bright light that reveals enemies within 80 units. Heimdall can refire this ability to call the sword down, causing it to fly to a target location and damage enemies. Heimdallr's 2, Gallowhorn. Heimdallr blows the Gallowhorn for 2 seconds, causing enemies in front of him to lose movement and attack speed while taking damage every 0.5 seconds. While blowing his horn, Heimdallr is immune to knockups. When Heim ends this cast, either through cancelling it himself or after 2 seconds, he raises the Gallowhorn for a final blast. This blast damages enemies and knocks them away from Heimdallr. The slow is going to be 1.5 seconds. The slow is going to be 15% at level 1. 25% at level 5, and then the knockback damage actually does more than the tick damage. Heimdallr's 3, the Bifrost. Heim manifests a fragment of the Bifrost at his target location. When 2 fragments are placed, they become linked, allowing Heimdallr to traverse the Bifrost. The greater the distance between the fragments, the longer it takes to begin traversing, and the longer it takes for it to be used again. If Heimdallr places a 3rd fragment down, the oldest fragment vanishes. Enemies that walk between 2 fragments are revealed to Heimdallr. Heimdallr's ultimate, Through the Realms. Heimdallr charges forward axe ready. If Heim hits an enemy god, he stuns them before unleashing a devastating swing of his axe, launching his target into the sky. A Bifrost portal appears, and Heimdallr sends the launched bow through the realms of Muspelheim and Niflheim before returning them back to the battleground at a random location in front of him. Muspelheim burns the enemy every 0.5 seconds for 1.5 seconds, while Niflheim slows the enemy for 2.5 seconds. The Niflheim slow is going to be 25%, and the travel duration is 4 seconds. And finally, Heimdallr's passive, the Vigilant. When Heimdallr gains vision of an enemy god, he gains physical power, up to a maximum of 5 gods. When an enemy god would disappear from vision, including stealth, Heimdallr continues to see them for 4 seconds. Heimdallr's critical strikes only deal 70% bonus damage, and he gains 2% physical power per stack. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, we want to put a point into our 1, level 2, put a point into our 2, level 3, put a point into our 3, level 4, put another point into our 1, then we want to put a point into our ultimate. We want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 1, max out our 2, max out our 3. We were able to get First Blood. The First Blood is going to award us an additional 500 gold. This Cabrakan Heim is a pretty nice matchup. We can use our 2 to cancel him out of his ground pound. We left Fountain with Death's Toll, Tier 1 Transcendence, 2 health potions, 3 health potions, 0 mana potions. Death's Toll is going to provide us 10 physical power, 20 magical power if we were a magical character, and 75 health. Hitting an enemy with a basic attack is going to restore 2 health plus 0.75% of your maximum health, and 1 mana plus 1.5% of your maximum mana. Basic attacks that deal AoE damage restore half as much for each enemy hit after the first. This can be upgraded at level 20. Heimdallr does have an attack chain. It is an AoE hit, then a stronger single target hit. We're able to invade the enemy purple buff. We're going to go ahead and go for our purple buff. We should hit level 5 before the enemy.
Later.
We're going to go ahead and set up a Bifrost portal. The Bifrost portal is our dash. It's how we're going to get out of tough situations. So we want to kind of keep the distance between the Bifrost portals as short as possible. So if we're going to march all the way up to their tower line, we want to set up a Bifrost a little closer to like the mid Harpy. Not all the way back at our tower, or else the cooldown is going to be very long. I'm going to go ahead and use our 2, get the knock up, use our ultimate. Hit a home run on the Cabrakan. Try to get some follow-up damage. That's his Aegis. We're going to pop out our 1. He's one shot. We're going to use our 2, but Fenrir is able to get the pick. Heimdall does not have the highest level of pressure early game, but having a Fenrir support definitely allows us to have additional pressure. That's the beads from the Rama, and we're able to clean them up with our 1. That's an Apollo ultimate. We're going to go ahead and use our 2. Get the knock up. That's his dash. He's very weak. Unfortunately, our 1 was not enough to get the pick. Here's the Heim. We're going to set up a portal. We get stunned, so the portal gets canceled. We're going to knock him up, and then portal is safety. We do have enough money for Transcendence. Transcendence is going to provide us 35 power, 300 mana, and 10 MP5. It has a passive that you permanently gain 15 mana per stack, and you can receive up to 50 stacks. 3% of your mana is going to be converted into physical power. Once it is fully stacked, it is also going to evolve, granting you 10% cooldown reduction. I think there's kind of 2 build paths for hunters. You could either go into Devourer's Gauntlets, or you could go into Transcendence. Aussie. I like having a little more oomph on my abilities, so I like going into Transcendence with Heimdallr. We're going to go ahead and set up a portal. So if we place our next portal, we're going to teleport to the one at our tower line. Before the Mannequin Scepter nerfs, I think Mannequin Scepter was really good on Heimdallr, but after playing a few games, it's just not the same. We're going to get some great damage out. 135 on a basic attack, that feels good.
Most impressive. Double kill.
Well done.
You're batting around.
They were able to secure their purple. We're going to set up a ward. Just kind of keep falling back, looking for some farm.
Just keep in watch.
Our support's being very aggressive. Not too much we can do. You're cleaning up minions.
Sorry.
Be careful, right?
So with Death's Toll, we are basically able to stay very, very healthy. That's a dash. We're going to dash in, use our ultimate, yeet the Rama into space, try to get some pressure. We assumed that our ult is just going to kill the Rama. That was a false assumption because Fenrir is able to get the pick. We're going to keep chasing down this Apollo. Get him with the basic, and we're able to clean up the Apollo. That could have been a double kill. However, we just assumed that we were going to get that Rama. We're just going to portal out of here. No thank you, Cabrakan.
They ain't stealing any bases today. Your left tower is under attack. Your left tower has been destroyed. Your middle tower is under attack.
We're just going to work on cleaning up the minions. Maybe get a little bit of pressure onto this Cabrakan. We don't want to be too aggressive until we have our boots online. If we take a look at our passive icon, there's a giant crystal that right now is kind of fragmented. This means that we have our 3 up. Then we have 5 crystals below that, 4 of which are lit right now. That means we have vision on 4 enemy gods. Which means whenever we have 4, we're gaining 8% physical power. That's a Fenrir ultimate. We're going to use our 2. And Fenrir is able to clean them up.
You're growing on me.
I'd say we're off to an excellent start. Here comes the Apollo. Activated 2, get the knockup. Yeet the Cabrakan into space by hitting a home run. There's his Aegis. We're able to clean up the Cabrakan. We're going to get our 2 to just get some additional damage to try to throw out our 1, but he dashes away, making him outside of our range of our 1. I feel like Death's Toll is a good starter item into Transcendence, because the problem with Transcendence is you don't have any early game lifesteal like you would with Devourer's Gauntlets. But by getting the Death's Toll, you're able to sustain until you can get Aussie online. I don't think we've hit red health yet this game.
Be right back.
Bracken's here. I love that. I absolutely love that. He traps us with his ultimate, but we already had a portal on the outside of it. We just place a portal and we teleport outside of his ultimate. That feels good. Heimdall's 3 is such a cool ability. We pick up the attack speed boost, and we actually had enough money for the tier 1 of Aussie. However, we did not pick that up.
On my way. An enemy has been slain.
So, I feel like a lot of people like using the Bifrost, Heimdall's 3, to get to lane. It can be helpful, and you can potentially prevent yourself from missing out on farm. However, the problem with that is that you're going to have like a 2-minute cooldown on your 3. If you're in any kind of trouble, if the jungler shows up, you're not going to be able to use your 3 to get away. So I prefer to just walk the lane and then use my 3 to get out whenever I really need to.
Gets me on deck faster.
We're constantly setting up new Bifrosts, even if we don't need to, just to make sure that we're going to teleport to a safe range, and that whenever we teleport, it's not too far of a range.
On my way.
So our support rotated it out. There's us still hanging out.
Oh, your teammate struck out.
We're going to use our 2. That's Rama's dash. Get the knock up onto the Cabrakan.
Be careful, right.
That's Rama's ultimate. Oh, and we miss our ultimate. That's a strike, alright. We're able to get the pick onto the Rama.
An ally has been slain.
Get the knock up onto the Cabrakan. Apollo's now here. We're in a little bit of trouble. We get hit with a shell. That's Persephone ultimate. We're going to cast our basic attack, and we're able to get the pick onto the Cabrakan. We're very weak. We're going to use our Aegis. We're able to avoid the Tothel. We're going to teleport out. We're going to use our 2, get the knock up, get a basic. We're able to get a triple kill, and then Toth is able to clean us up. Right there, I think if we would have used our Bifrost before using our Aegis, that would have put us in a little bit of a better position, and we would have avoided taking a lot of damage right there. The Toth rotation is what really messed us up right there.
Your right tower is under attack.
Started that triple kill with a strike. We missed our ultimate.
Be right back. under attack.
I think this is a pretty cool skin. I like all of the noise animations, and I like whenever he throws his bat. Heim's a really fun character. I think he's definitely like a A+, maybe even S tier hunter. Probably not S tier, but definitely A+. He's stronger than most hunters.
Enemy missing middle. Be careful.
We're going to set up Bifrost. So there is a little trick you can do with the wave. If you get a few basic attacks, it's going to stutter the wave or cause them to not move forward. That's going to group the melee minions up with the archers. Apollo's ulting in. And then you can cast your one onto the wave and then hit the full wave. Apollo lands. It's a 3v2. We're going to play it pretty careful. Use our 2, get the slow, get a little bit of tick damage onto the Apollo. Fenrir's over here. He's able to get the ultimate onto the Apollo. We get some good damage. Fenrir's able to clean him up. We're going to use our 2, get the knock up. Use our... Oh, another strike! Oh my goodness, and the Cabrakan, or somebody that we're able to clean up with our basic attacks. We're going to be super aggressive right here. Our portal is set very far away. Toss here. We're in a little bit of trouble. We're going to use our 2. He uses his dash. We've lost a lot of health. We're going to use our portal and just get out. Play it super safe. So that was basically a 2-minute cooldown on our portal. 119 seconds. So it's going to be a while before we can use it again. We should have placed a portal near the enemy tower line, so we just would have teleported outside of the tower. I do not believe that Death's Toll is affected by the global anti-heal debuff. I could be mistaken, but I don't believe it is. An item like Leather Cow or the Hunter's Cow, whatever the base item is affected. It has % lifesteal, and that is affected by the global anti-heal debuff. We're just going to go ahead and clean up the wave. We have a pretty penny in the pocket, so we're probably going to pick up our purple buff right here and then back. We might push one more wave so we don't miss any more. So we don't miss any gold or XP.
Enemy missing right. Oh, your teammate struck out looking. An ally has been slain.
You could build Heimdall with the Devourer's Gauntlets option route. I have a Scotty video out on the channel that shows kind of the Devour build path. However, I like Transcendence on him. Just feels good to have your ability smack. We do not have a portal set up, so we're actually kind of in a bad spot to fight. If we portal, we're going to go all the way near the tier 2 tower in right lane. Oh, never mind. We're going to go right here. We used our portal to get here so we don't miss any of the minions. Looks like the enemy team is going for Gold Fury. Our best secure is our 1. Fenrir goes in. We cast our 1 and we're able to secure the Gold Fury. We're going to throw our 2, use our ultimate, yeet the Kukulin into space. As long as we have more home runs than strikes, we're doing alright. We're at 2 strikes. It'd be nice to not strike out.
No wonder you have 5 world championship rings.
We're going to go ahead and take the enemy purple buff. So the purple buff is going to provide us 10% attack speed And then the enhanced purple buff is going to provide us 25% attack speed.
No funny business. This makes stealing easy.
We're going to go ahead and push this tower. Looks like there's a bit of a team fight going on in mid. Basics, stagger the minion wave, throw down our 1, hit the whole wave.
Whoa, that came straight out of left field.
So if you can see, our first 2 basic attacks are dealing 136s, then our 3rd basic attack is dealing a 164. We're not afraid to take on this Rama. We've got 6 levels on him. This is pretty aggressive. Trying to push this Phoenix by herself.
They ain't stealing any bases today.
Thanks.
Your middle
Rama back, so we're going to give this Phoenix a shot. Kraken's here. We're going to use our beads so he can't stun us out of it, and we're just going to teleport out.
Just keep in watch.
We'll go ahead and steal the enemy Greater Scorpion. Make sure that the enhanced buffs stay on our side.
careful right.
Always swing for defenses.
Oh, and we picked up Aussie. Aussie's going to provide us 20 physical power, 20% lifesteal, 25% attack speed, and 15 flat penetration. If you drop below 35% health, you gain an additional 30% lifesteal for 5 seconds. This can only occur once every 15 seconds. Fenrir says Toth beads. That's going to be helpful in just a moment.
This makes stealing easy.
We're going to go ahead and pick up the Executioner. The Executioner is going to provide us 35 physical power, 25% attack speed. It has a passive that basic attacks against an enemy reduce the target's physical protections by 7% for 3 seconds. This can stack up to 4 times. So we can remove a total of 28% of their physical protections if we land 4 basic attacks on them. This not only benefits us, acting like a percent penetration, this actually is an armor shred. So that means that Fenrir and Ravana can also deal the additional damage because they have 28% less protections.
On my way.
Toth blinks and dashes on us, misses his ability, we 2 him, and then we yeet him into space. Another home run, we're going to go ahead and cast our 1, and we're able to pick up the Toth. With Heimdall's ult, in the description it says that they're going to come down at a random location, but it's really the location that you're facing. So if they're in front of you, north on the map, if you ult them and you look south, you're going to get them to spawn basically behind where you originally hit them. You usually want to hit them closer to your team, away from the enemy team. We're into some basics, we're kind of chunking. Fenrir is able to clean up. Oh, we cleaned up the Kraken. Fenrir cleaned up the other person. Kukulin is over here by himself. We're going to get some ranged basics. We're trying to avoid that ultimate. We use our 2, get the knock up, and we're able to clean them up. That was a soft triple kill. We killed the Toth, but then enough time expired that we didn't get a double kill. Killed the Kraken. Then we killed the Kukulin. This should be a free Phoenix.
Your attack fire destroyed the right enemy Phoenix.
I try to get the team to rotate past the towers and then go for Fire Giant. Doesn't look like anyone is going to, so we're probably just going to back here. We might get Pyromancer. The Pyromancer is going to give everyone a buff whenever they leave Fountain. They're going to gain 40% increased movement speed for 15 seconds. We have 3 people here. Let's just go for fire. We get knocked up. Apollo is kind of nearby. I don't think he can really get here in time unless he uses his ultimate. We get knocked up again. Definitely not our best fire giant.
Let's go, Asgard! Be right back.
We're going to go ahead back and pick up Qin Sias. Qin Sias is going to provide us 40 physical power, 20% attack speed. It has a passive that on basic attacks deal physical damage equal to 3% of the target's maximum health. This effect can scale up to a maximum of 5% if the target had 2,750 health or more. They don't have a super tanky team comp, just kind of a standard tanky team comp between Kabrakan and Kukulkan. But I think Qin Sias is just a fantastic item. You can build crit on Heimdallr, even though he only gains 70% bonus damage. We gotta push the tower. That's a Toth dash. We get hit by his ultimate. Throw out some basics. Fenrir is able to clean him up. We're gonna lifesteal off this wave. I'm gonna go ahead and push this middle tower. They just have 2 people left. We're going to go ahead and set up a portal in case we get in some trouble. That's a Fenrir ultimate. We're able to clean up the Rama with an AoE attack. Oh, I thought that was going to be our 3rd strike, but luckily it was a home run. Push this Kabrakan. Fenrir is able to clean him up. We're going to go ahead and get this middle Phoenix. You might even be able to, and the enemy team surrenders. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.